you're really settling into the space now. It's really, really great to see, and you're just opening up the performances and everything. Brilliant. I just want to tidy up a couple of things. Cheesecake.
Cheesecake. My name's Jo Lewis, and my film is #sugarwater. #sugarwater is a fly-on-the-wall documentary. It's following rehearsal and build-up to the opening night of a play that was performed at the National Theatre. The play is totally unique because it's the first time a deaf and disabled theatre company had ever been invited to perform at the national stage, and it felt like a really seminal moment. And we wanted to record this moment for posterity, to show the world what deaf and disabled people could do, and to start the debate going on disability in general, disability in the arts, championing the rights of disabled people, and really get a conversation going between non-disabled people and disabled people about how we can all work together to build our lives together and to share things easier between the two communities. Well, I think as a non-disabled person, I have a personal connection to disability because my son is 9, he has a learning disability. And it was only through my son that I began to realise how wide the gap between the two communities were and how limiting and isolating the experience can be of living with a disability. And for me, change has to come about by conversations with the disabled community. Really, there's no point non-disabled people preaching or patronising to a certain extent people living with disabilities. We need to start the dialogue because we need to understand how can it be made better for you? What are your needs? What are your access requirements? If you give a deaf or disabled person the right access requirement, suddenly there are no issues, there are no barriers, anything is possible. And I think there's something called the social mobility of disability, which, as I understand it, is all about allowing disabled people to come together and to have the right access requirements so that suddenly disability isn't such a challenge. And I think the Paralympics in London started the conversation in this country. And what we're hoping to do is give voices to deaf and disabled theatre companies like Grey Eye, deaf and disabled film companies, deaf and disabled led charities and organisations, to give a voice to some of the questions that they may be asking so that non-disabled people can learn, can adapt as well. It's about our two communities coming together to live as one, rather than this sort of separation that exists at the moment that doesn't really need to be there.